we have a view of lonely Lynn siding along BNSF's Spanish Peak Sub. A southbound wind turbine train waits in the siding for a northbound mega coal to pass. You can see the vast hills this old Colorado and Southern main line traversed, as well as the absolute size of this behemoth coal train. This tower train we are waiting on came from Minnequa, just south of Pueblo, Colorado, and is headed towards Holbrook, Arizona, where it'll interchange with the Apache Railroad. Once the empty coal train clears, the tower train acquires the track warrant southbound and takes off.
Roger, conductor Coral on BNSF 8775 North. I'd like to report conductor and engineer agree. Our train is clear of milepost 190 at your time. No switches used, no entries required. Over.
Correct, thank you. 155, that's Pueblo, guys, over.
Roger, 155, over.
Yes, sir, you should be dispatch out.
8775 northbound.
So, next box 2, proceed from milepost 190 to CTC Trinidad on the main track. Track 1 has one box mark. Box 2, so the OK time of 1910. JWH, over.
Southbound crew is getting picked up in the hotel now, so if you get it just a little bit, they should be there by the time you get it in and get stopped at the depot or very shortly thereafter. And then the shuttle van's on her way back. She's just about to turn that off. If you need to tie it down, you can, but they may be ready by the time you get in there. It will be. It has not arrived there. It's leaving Lynn to come into the yard now, but it will not. It is not so wide that that'll be a factor for you in the siding up.
This train is one of the only trains you will see southbound on the Spanish Peak Sub, as the rest of the traffic is northbound. Between Pueblo, Colorado and Amarillo, Texas, BNSF exercises the practice of directional running. Southbound trains out of Pueblo will go via La Junta and Stratford on the Pueblo and Boise City subdivisions, while northbound trains out of Amarillo will go via Dalhart and Trinidad on the Dalhart, Twin Peaks, and Spanish Peak subdivisions. This tower train, however, is too high and wide to pass a tunnel just north of Minnequa, so BNSF sends it southward on the Spanish Peaks to Trinidad, where it'll then head up the Raton Sub to La Junta, also a rare move in and of itself, as the Raton Sub doesn't see any regular freight trains. We beat the train to Ludlow. Here, you can see remnants of a narrow-gauge branch line that flew over the CNS main. Both the Denver Rio Grande and Colorado Southern had quite an extensive network of narrow-gauge just south of Pueblo, and you can still see relics of that system today. We moved down to Trinidad along BNSF's Raton Subdivision. This tower train already has a light past Control Point East Trinidad. The train gets a track warrant onto the Raton Sub and authority to utilize the transfer track between the CNS and Santa Fe.
Trinidad dispatcher, Trinidad radio.
BNSF 5857, all set up, ready to make our move to the Raton Sub.
Okay, you want a box 4 or just a box 2 from Trinidad down to La Junta?
Box 2 will work.
You got
TTC is up and go. And we have track warrant 882-62, BNSF 5857E. Xbox 2, proceed from TTC Trinidad, milepost 557, on main track, 1 box mark 2, Data 2032, JWH, over.
BNSF 5857 has authority electric lock switch at the Brickyard on the Twin Peaks sub and the High Line on the Raton sub for movement through the transfer track. Remember, there's derails in there. And BNSF 5857 has authority into the Raton sub at the electric lock switch for eastbound move, over.
Okay, understand, I do have authority. BNSF 5857 has authority on the electric lock switch on the Twin Peaks sub.
As soon as they get out.
Also, I do have authority on the High Line on Raton sub. And we do have permission to enter main track on the Raton sub as well.
That is correct. At the electric lock switch for eastbound move, over.
At the electric lock switch for eastbound. Thank you.
That is correct, over. Just report the switches and derails restored, please, over.
Will do, over.
Thank you, guys. BNSF dispatch out.
After successfully switching head ends, the train is ready to head eastbound on the Raton Sub. So we got set up at Hoehnes to watch him cruise by. Some bonus footage that I would like to include in this video is a chase from way back in 2020. Me and a couple friends were chasing Amtrak on the Raton Sub until we saw a surprise tower train heading east, in actual daylight this time. We got to meet with Amtrak at Simpson Siding and hurried towards the still standing Delhi Wig Wag. After a successful catch at the Wig Wag, we chased it east. I didn't film very much during this chase, and I questioned myself why, but I still shot some photos. Here's the train passing a little bridge just east of Timpas. And for our final catch, we got set up at County Road Z, just outside of Lahana. We see the train splitting the 557 searchlights, while it pounds on a stretch of jointed rail. Unfortunately, that concludes today's video. If you enjoyed it, please consider checking out the channel for more videos like this. And while you're at it, hit subscribe. It helps out a ton, and you don't miss out on future videos. Anyways, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night, and I will see you all again soon, along the Front Range and beyond. Goodbye.